What's up there, people? Just being GEO here. Whether you feel like it or not, that's the issue. The reason why you have so many challenges is because you do things out of the way you feel. Let me close the window for you. I see my dad when I wear a hat, you know. I miss my dad. Love you, Dad. Love you, Mom. Little technical difficulties here. That's not going to work, but I know what will. There we go. Kind of. There we go. So, yeah, we don't do, right? We don't just do. We're not just doers. We're being, right? We're beers. We're not doers, we're beers. Don't you see how silly it is? All these words and thoughts, and definitions. We're not doers, we're beers. So, it's so funny, I lose track of what I'm trying to say. No, my eyes are just like that. So here's the deal. The issue here's where the issue can lie. Here's where the issue can lie. Sometimes, not all the time. Is because you're doing things based on how you feel. You do based on your feeling. So I don't feel like doing something, therefore I don't do it. So there may be things you need to get done in your life to help you to feel better, to give you more freedom, but you're not doing them because you don't feel like it. You only do them when you feel like it. So you only work on your side hustle when it feels good. And so, in order to be a beer, oh my God, this is killing me. In order to be a beer, not a doer, in order to be a beer and not a doer, for real, hold on a minute. You have to drop making decisions based on your feelings. You have to stop going through life based on your feelings. Back in the Matrix truck, yeah baby, we got our ship back. Maybe over here is good. We got our ship back, yeah baby, peace. What's up people, what's up GEO? Loving you GEO, just being GEO man. So, in order to truly be a beer and not a doer, you have to live your life directly connected. You have to be empty because there's really no living your life. order to live your life, you must drop living your life based on how you feel. It'll make you frustrated every time. So this is what's stirring up your unhappiness. Good stuff, Maynard. This is good stuff. If I acted based on how I feel, I would not get up here on this camera and try to develop some character, personality that's the bomb to me. I mean, this is amazing to me, right? I love it. But taking the risk and time and effort to see if other people are going to like it or if it goes anywhere, you know, it could be a big waste of time. So I'm doing something. I'm actually really just directly connected to Source, and Source is doing everything. But I'm speaking to you in the illusion, remember? Remember? So I'm speaking to you as if I'm in the illusion with you. I do nothing unconnected from Source. We have to remind every time, because otherwise you're labeled just to go, you know. You're labeled to get tripped or try to trip or something. You might be tripping. You might start tripping. Okay? So, again, we have to live. If we're not going to live based on how we feel, how should we live? So if it's not good for us to base what we do or how we act within the matrix on how we feel or how we're feeling, then what do we do? Change the way we feel? Act or do or be in spite of the way we feel? Those two might work. But mainly we want to act, we want to be in spite of how we feel. So we want to fight through the feeling in order to know that our feelings are not in control of us, or to relinquish this illusory control that your feelings may have over you. In order for us to stop that, we have to act or be in spite of how we feel. We have to be loving in spite of how we feel. We have to be thoughtful in spite of how we feel. Remember, we're in the illusion, so we're not letting down thought yet. So we have to be thoughtful. Thoughtful doesn't mean full of thought. Thoughtful means having thought that completes you, that makes you whole, that gives you peace, that aligns you in harmony with your surroundings. Thoughtful. Enough thought. Thoughtful really means you're thoughtful. You need no more thought. That's really being thoughtful. You're done with thought. I'm full of thought. I've had enough. That's the right perspective. I just love this. But within the illusion, We need to base our living, our being, on our commitment, our responsibility, our decisions. So whatever we decide to do, to be committed to, this is what we base our decisions on. This is how we bring ourselves into accord with how we live, how we be, how we do, how we act in the illusion. We made a decision, we said yes to something, we follow through, whether we feel good or not. Especially when we don't feel like it. Because that helps us to realize that we're not attached to our feelings, and we can do in spite of our feelings. We can be in spite of our feelings. This is liberating. This is liberating. So, within the illusion, we don't act and we don't do based on how we feel. We, in spite of that, especially when we're not feeling like it for some reason, we overcome and force ourselves to go ahead and act anyway based on our commitment, based on our responsibility, based on even because we are feeling like we don't want to. So that tells us right away that we need to flip the script on that, and we need to want to. So nothing dictates and controls us, we control it within the illusion. Without the illusion being directly connected, again, we drop it again. But we really drop it at that point. When we go back home, we really drop it. There's no need to pick it back up. There's no need to pick up the tools anymore. We really drop them. But for now, while in the illusion, we need to master the illusion. We need to master our situation. We need to control our situation. We need to always be the big brother in the situation. We need to read through the situation and read through the words that are being said by the other person so that we can interpret it correctly with a heart of love and understanding, not from a point of separation, or where we're saying this person doesn't understand me or is not going to understand me. We need to be open, and we need to act based on our choices we make and do, our commitments we have, maybe with a family member, a relationship, children. And what else? What can you tell me? Our commitments, our responsibilities, our family, our job, our side hustle, a whole bunch of things. Whatever we say yes to. Whatever we say yes to. That's why we don't say yes to a whole lot of things. Because we want to do a few things good first. Start with, one, a few, just narrow it down. You can multitask, but, when it comes down to really mastering a trade, it's one at a time. You master wholesaling real estate, get really good at it, start making money and grow some consistency within the business. Boom, you're done. You've done it. Now you can go back to that trade and make money at it. Same with any trade. Same with becoming a GEO. You ever do something your whole life and you don't know why you're doing it? And then you finally make it to some kind of weird conclusion or weird outcome, it's like you're not really in control of all of this. If this thing blows up, I'm not even involved in it. I'm just, along for the ride. I don't care whether it blows up or not. I'm having a blast talking to myself. I'm having a blast talking to myself. Yeah, baby. I'm having a blast talking to myself. And if anybody runs across this information, cool, more power to you. Spiral that shit, viral that shit, Tell your mother, your grandpa, your everyone, your aunts, your uncles, your boss. Let's chill. Let's chill. And let's master this illusion. You want to stay in the illusion? You got questions, Let's master the illusion. We got youngsters here. We got people outside of non-duality here. We're not just only speaking to people in this non-dual arena, this non-dual platform. What is non-duality anyway? Non-duality, or that to which we speak of, has no thing attached to it. There's no name to it. There's no claim to it. Non-duality is not a claim to source. The name source is not even a claim to that which is. That which is and will always be, and can never be anything other than that. Absolute. No name, no form, no category, no definition, no description. None. It's absolute. It's perfect. Unchanging. Nothing can be added to you or taken away from you. An atom bomb could not blow you up. You have enough energy within inside of you to create any kind of explosion. You're unlimited. You're absolutely unlimited. But we want to master the illusion. We can't truly die, you see. That's been my whole quest. That's been my whole life's quest. Ever since I was a little punk. How to die. Oh, I was on my way to die. That's my testimony. We were young punks running and gunning. We didn't believe we would live past 20, 15 even. We were doing crazy stuff. Stuff that should have gotten me killed a long time ago. How I made it here is a miracle. A straight up miracle. But every moment within the illusion, within that journey, was always a miracle. It was always a miracle. Every time. And so we move through life and we either become weaker or stronger. Whatever we go through either makes us stronger or it makes us weaker. We either internally, subconsciously bow down to the past, or we overcome and transcend. This is illusory talk. So we overcome our past, we overcome our situation, we overcome the world in a way. And we get to a point of spiritual inquiry, and we try to figure out what's going on in the world. And it's really difficult because there's millions of different modes and modalities out there of religion, and everyone's own interpretation. And everyone's own interpretation is really not anything other than their own life story, if you will. But it really can't do you much good because other than point you in the right direction, because you have your own story. You have your own way. You have your own journey to make. You have your own thoughts. You have your own interpretation to deal with. You are responsible for your own interpretation of life. You are responsible for your own interpretation, even of a book, the Bible, any book. They're all inspired. All inspired. Everything on this earth is inspired by God. Everything on this earth is inspired by God. Everything on this earth is God. There's nothing outside of God. It's impossible to have anything outside of infinity. You can't have infinity and then some. You can't have infinity and then an adversary. You cannot have omnipresence and also anti. It's speechless because this is so obvious and so clear and so adolescent. This is the milk that we speak of. This is milk. This is not meat. The words that were given for a reason, so that you could get a clue to the paradoxal, metaphorical, mystical, esoteric meaning behind scripture and books and life. It's a big paradox. And so, this is what it is. Absolute. If you had one fraction of air within life or within God, if you had one adversary, one contradiction, anything outside of totality, you cannot have nothing outside of omni. Omnipresent means everywhere, at all times, in every dimension that there ever could exist, everywhere. At all, omni means everywhere, in every single galaxy. The totality itself of eternity does not contain a bunch of gods and devils, dark and light. No, this is foolish. There is no darkness where there is light. Light dispels all darkness. This is basic. This is baseline. This is the knowledge that comes from being absent of an ego and dying to the self. I've wanted to know how to die to the self my entire life. I hated my upbringing with a passion. I was confounded by the disrespect that I felt was placed upon me by my parents. I was floored by the love I saw too within them, and the love I saw outside in the world. But I got into the gunning and running too. And I got out of that and tried to do some self-inquiry, and I wanted to know how to die to the self. No one could seem to really answer my question. No one. A few books that led or helped me, the Bible being one of them. It's all over the Bible, coded, misinterpreted big time. But dying to the self is the end game. It's not really the end game. It's the beginning of the game. Remember? Paradoxical. It's the end game of the illusion. It's the end game of the BS. It's the end game of the anxiety. It's the end game of not knowing. It's the end game of feeling like you're getting weaker. It's the end game of death and birth. It's the dropping of all that. It's perfection at its finest. It's pure and absolute. You know why a man can sit for days upon days in one position. I think it's Rana Maharshi or something, but like, it's really unexplainable. Nothing like it. It's the only, I'm retired. And when I say retired, I mean I'm done with the illusion. I'm resting in my atonement. I still engage in life. But when you are completely whole within this union between you and Source, and ego is gone and separateness is gone, you're done. You understand what it means when Christ said it's done. You understand what it means. And you really understand that you really don't need to do anything anymore. That everything is taken care of. That everything is cool. Everything is really cool. You really don't need to do anything anymore. You realize now that what your Father has is yours. And you take possession of it. And you're filled, man. You're done. So I would never come up on the screen here. I would have never done it. But Source, I guess, would have. And so I'm open, because I'm not concerned with what anyone thinks. I'm not in the picture anymore. I'm here just online because it's something I can do, and it's a way I can serve. I'm speaking to you in the illusion, through the eyes of the illusion, but don't get it twisted. So I'm here because it's a way to express love. It's a way for me to serve humanity if these recordings somehow get shared. It's a way for me to serve humanity, to unplug people from the matrix. It's a way for me to express myself outside of my normal day-to-day repairing copiers. It's a way for me to even speak to my family, and to speak to people outside of my family, and to share a piece of me with them. And it's a way for me to build, and to build on this whole personality. Because I am developing a personality, or at least that's what's being developed here. I am not doing anything, but what's being developed here on its own is a personality, a GEO personality that has nothing to do with Mark. A character, if you will, related to the movie The Matrix, Keanu Reeves. You go, Keanu. Great trilogy. If you haven't seen it, you've missed it. One of my favorite movies. So yeah, and it's really, a trip how it really aligns itself with life, because we can get caught up in this illusion, this matrix, unconnected to source, unaware of our true capabilities, unaware of our inner power, unaware of our superpowers that we have. It's the most liberating and powerful thing you can do to surrender your life. That's a hint of how to die, by the way, how to die to self. Keep surrendering. Surrender everything over and over and over and over and over and over, and mentally go through whatever it takes you. Surrender your life. Give up. Stop trying. These are trips and tips, how to get to a point of surrender, of true surrender, getting honest with yourself and everything. It's so much better on this side. Empty. Not here. Not present. Aware of the totality. Aware of your life before the dropping of the ego. You're still aware of everything, of course. But there's no more chatter. Because during the process of mastering the illusion, that's why I'm taking you into mastering the illusion. That's why I'm going back and I'm going in and out to get you used to me going in and out of the illusion, keeping you on the main, giving you a main thread, never releasing the main thread of what we're doing here, unplugging you, but going in the illusion with our wording and saying, hey, we need to master the illusion. We need to get into a community where we can become open. And we need to go through and master life while we're here in this physical arena. That will help us get to a point to drop everything before we pass or go through a transition and leave this body and move on to our absolute realization of eternity. A transition of realizing the self. You're still where you're at. You don't, once you lay your body down and once you transition, all of a sudden you're all wise and all no. No. That's why we want you to drop it now. That's why we want you to find the kingdom now. That's why we're here on the screen now. That's why we're here talking to you now. Because we're trying to tell you that the kingdom is now, to be realized now. That the redemption of the flesh is now. That the eternal life, the realization of eternal life itself, and the illusion of death should be observed, and you should be aware of it. Absolutely. And you need to live it out. And when you're living it out, and you're dead, and you're empty, you become alive. You become alive for the first time in your life. You become really alive. And you see life in everything. You see no more death. You don't see death anywhere. You see through death. You see that there never was any death, never is any death, and death is just an illusion. The body has no life of its own, and when the body drops and lays itself down, you are then, oh, wow, still here. Body's not, but I am. Therefore, there is no death. Nothing dies. God does not die. You do not die. Nothing of you dies. You are not your body. It's just energy, a cognizant form that you're expressing, manifesting through your own sovereign power of belief, faith, and union. You are the tree of life. You're amazing, man. You're amazing. And so we need to master the illusion. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you on a trip to master the illusion. I'm going to give you stuff, talk about stuff, about being in the illusion, but not of the illusion, but mastering the illusion, so we can focus on getting to know and look directly at the self, the I, so we can drop it and see that there's nothing to drop. But is it really there? Are you really there? Or is it God? Is it you or God? It's one or the other. It's either you, which it is, it's you. It's both, it's you and you are. Anyway, it's either God and you don't exist, or it's you and God doesn't exist. Which way do you want it? Really good that came out. That's basically what it is. But wrapped in a burrito, it's you. You are the reason why we're here online. You are the reason why we speak. You are the reason why we are who we are. You are the reason why GEO exists. You are GEO. You are GEO. So it's both. God exists, and so do you. But you're not separate. You're one. And you get to carry on for eternity. Love you, family. Love you, GEO. I do it whether I feel like it or not. I get online and I come and I risk time and effort and focus when I could be chilling the pad, whether I like it or not, because I'll feel better about myself if I do. And it's really you that I love anyway. It's you that I want to give attention to. It's you that I want to express my love to. It's you that I want to serve. It's you that I want to help. It's you that I want to hear me. I am not here. It is God that has all this love, not me. Mark would have never got up on here. Mark would have stayed home watching TV or listening to a book. That's what Mark would have done. Mark's not here. And so I am here, but Mark is empty. And since Mark isn't around and Mark is absent, I'm able to be here. That which is able to be here. That which is able to speak through me. That which is able to go beyond the feeling. Much love. I love you. What's up, GEO? Love you guys. Peace. I'll be back. I'm going to upload some more videos tonight. And, like, subscribe, share. I'll be saying that until I see it take off on its own. But, we're going to go organic, though. We're going to stay organic. Until, just let it all flow to you. Don't try to flow to it. Let it all flow to you. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. Doesn't matter if anyone hears this. As long as I'm hearing it. So I'm having a blast. I'm bringing a blast to you. I know I can get kind of serious sometimes because, it's not me. So, God is just using this this personality, God is just using this individual. Nothing to do with me, but you got to be a little serious to get a little silly, It's all a cosmic joke to me. It's all hilarious. It's all just like, whoo, damn. I just go along with the flow because otherwise I will throw people off, man. I don't understand how things operate. I don't understand why people do what they do. I don't get it. I have no idea. I don't know how to operate. That's what I tell people. I used to tell people, if it wasn't for God, the reason why I've been able to drop the ego and the separate self at is because I've known from day one that I can't function in this world. That's why, I understand my brother, man. But if I was in my brother's shoes, I would hope to think that I'd be having fun. And I hope he's having fun. I love you, Steve. I love you, Steve. But anyway, ain't nothing wrong with what you're doing, Steve. Nothing. So, but I've always known that I can't really, left to myself, I can't function in this world. Don't want to function in this world. That's why, we did what we did when we was kids, That's why we run amok, Some bullshit, But we get, we're good-hearted people, though, We got big hearts, So we try to do what's right. And, that is what it is, There's no way I could function in this world without the control of God. God being in control. Shit's crazy around here. This illusion is, it's crazy. It's kind of cool once you get through, but, like, it's cool enough for me to say, hey, relax, don't worry, don't trip. But I know, if you're anything like me, you want out. And I'm here to help you out. All right? Love you. Peace.